Throughout human history, civilizations have risen and fallen, leaving behind traces of their existence carved in stone, buried in earth, and hidden in the shadows of time. But some of these traces defy explanation. Some challenge everything we think we know about our past. Welcome to a journey through 50 of the most baffling archaeological mysteries that continue to perplex scientists, historians, and researchers around the world. These aren't just ancient curiosities, they're puzzles that could rewrite history itself. I'm your host, and over the next hour, we'll explore impossible artifacts, unexplained structures, and archaeological discoveries that science simply cannot explain. From massive stone monuments that shouldn't exist to artifacts found in impossible places, prepare to question everything you thought you knew about human civilization. The Pumapunku Complex, Bolivia. Our journey begins high in the Bolivian Andes, at an altitude where the air is so thin that modern construction would be challenging. Yet here stands Pumapunku, a stone complex so precisely engineered that it defies conventional explanation. The blocks here aren't just large, some weigh over 130 tons. But what makes them truly mysterious is their precision. These stones are cut with tolerances that rival modern machining, featuring complex interlocking joints and surfaces so smooth they seem almost polished to perfection. The angles are precise to fractions of degrees. Here's the problem: the civilization that built this, the Tiwanaku culture, supposedly had no knowledge of advanced mathematics, no wheeled vehicles, and certainly no modern cutting tools. Yet somehow, they moved massive blocks across difficult terrain and shaped them with impossible precision. Some researchers have suggested the use of sonic levitation or lost ancient technologies, but mainstream archaeology has no satisfactory explanation. The Trilithon of Baalbek, Lebanon. In Lebanon's Bekaa Valley sits one of the most audacious construction projects in human history. The Roman Temple of Jupiter at Baalbek sits atop a foundation of massive stone blocks, but 3 blocks in particular have puzzled engineers for centuries. Known as the Trilithon, these 3 limestone blocks each weigh approximately 750 tons. To put this in perspective, that's heavier than 2 fully loaded Boeing 747 jets. Nearby lies an even larger stone called the Stone of the Pregnant Woman, weighing an estimated 1,000 tons. Modern cranes struggle to lift loads of this magnitude, yet somehow ancient builders not only quarried these monoliths but transported them over a mile and lifted them 20 feet into the air to place them perfectly in the temple foundation. Roman engineering was advanced, but this exceeds even their documented capabilities by an enormous margin. The precision of Giza. Everyone knows the Great Pyramid of Giza, but few understand just how impossibly precise it really is. This isn't just a pile of stone blocks, it's a mathematical and engineering marvel that pushes the boundaries of what should be possible with ancient technology. The pyramid's base is level to within just 2.1 centimeters. Its orientation to true north is accurate to 3/60th of a degree. The ratio of its height to its base perimeter equals pi to several decimal places. The structure contains approximately 2.3 million stone blocks, some weighing up to 80 tons, fitted together so precisely that you can't slide a piece of paper between them. Modern attempts to replicate even small sections of the Great Pyramid using period-appropriate tools have failed. The precision required suggests knowledge of advanced mathematics, astronomy, and engineering principles that supposedly weren't developed until thousands of years later. The Longyu Grotto Caves, China. In 1992, a Chinese farmer began pumping water from what he thought was a natural pond. Instead, he discovered something extraordinary: a vast underground complex of artificially carved chambers that had been hidden beneath the water for centuries. The Longyu Caves consist of 24 precisely carved sandstone chambers covering over 30,000 square meters. The walls are decorated with intricate patterns, and the engineering required to prevent collapse while removing thousands of tons of rock demonstrates sophisticated understanding of structural principles. But here's the mystery: there's no record of their construction anywhere in Chinese historical documents. No one knows who built them, when they were built, or why. The amount of rock that would have been removed should have created enormous spoil heaps, yet none have been found. It's as if an advanced civilization created this massive underground complex and then vanished without a trace. Nanmadol, Micronesia. On a remote Pacific island sits a ruined city that locals called the Venice of the Pacific. Nanmadol consists of nearly 100 artificial islands connected by canals, built entirely from basalt logs and coral fill. The construction required moving an estimated 750,000 tons of basalt. Some individual logs weigh up to 50 tons, and they were somehow transported across the island and precisely fitted together without mortar. The precision of the construction has kept the structures standing for over 1,000 years despite hurricanes and earthquakes. The local Pohnpian culture has legends about the city being built by two sorcerer brothers who used magic to make the massive stones fly through the air. While we can dismiss the magic, we're left with no rational explanation for how a Stone Age culture accomplished such massive engineering with no modern tools or techniques. The unfinished obelisk, Egypt. In an Egyptian quarry lies a 42-meter granite obelisk that was never completed, and thank goodness for that, because it provides crucial evidence of impossible ancient capabilities. This obelisk, if completed, would have weighed approximately 1,200 tons, making it the heaviest stone object ever attempted by humans. The precision toolwork visible on its surfaces shows cuts and shapes that would challenge modern diamond-tipped equipment. Tool marks on the granite show evidence of some kind of advanced cutting technology that could slice through one of the hardest stones on Earth as if it were softwood. Mainstream Egyptology claims these marks were made with copper tools and sand abrasive, but experimental archaeology has never successfully replicated these results. The Coral Castle, Florida. While not ancient, the Coral Castle in Florida demonstrates that impossible stonework continued into the modern era. Between 1923 and 1951, a 100-pound Latvian immigrant named Edward Leedskalnin single-handedly quarried, carved, and assembled over 1,100 tons of coral rock into an elaborate complex. Working entirely alone at night, using only hand tools he made himself, Leedskalnin moved blocks weighing up to 30 tons with no modern equipment. Neighbors reported seeing him float coral blocks through the air like hydrogen balloons, but no one ever discovered his method. When asked about his technique, Leedskalnin claimed he had rediscovered the secrets of the pyramid builders. Modern engineers studying the site can find no evidence of heavy machinery, yet the precision and scale of the work rivals ancient megalithic construction. The Antikythera mechanism. In 1901, divers recovering artifacts from an ancient Greek shipwreck discovered what looked like a corroded lump of bronze. When X-rayed decades later, it revealed one of the most shocking archaeological discoveries of all time, a complex mechanical computer dating to approximately 100 BCE. The Antikythera mechanism contains over 30 precisely made bronze gears arranged in a complex system that could calculate the positions of the Sun, Moon, and planets with remarkable accuracy. It could predict eclipses and track the 4-year cycle of the Olympic Games. This device represents a level of mechanical sophistication that wasn't seen again in Europe until the 14th century. It suggests that ancient Greek technology was far more advanced than we ever imagined, and raises questions about what other advanced devices might have been lost to time. The Baghdad Battery. In 1938, archaeologists working near Baghdad discovered a collection of clay jars dating to approximately 250 BCE. Inside each jar was a copper cylinder containing an iron rod. When filled with an acidic solution like vinegar or wine, these devices generate a small electrical current. While some dismiss them as storage vessels, experiments have shown they function perfectly as galvanic cells, producing up to 4 volts of electricity. But why would ancient Mesopotamians need electricity? Some researchers suggest they were used for electroplating jewelry, a process that supposedly wasn't invented until the 19th century. The existence of these batteries implies knowledge of electrical principles 2,000 years before the official discovery of electricity, suggesting either advanced ancient science or contact with more advanced civilizations. The Dwarka stones. High in the mountains between China and Tibet, archaeologists claim to have discovered hundreds of stone discs dating to approximately 10,000 BCE. Known as the Dwarka stones, these discs are covered in tiny hieroglyphs that spiral from the center to the edge. According to some researchers, translation of these symbols tells the story of spacecraft that crashed in the mountains, with survivors called the Dwarka living among local tribes. Physical analysis allegedly shows the stones contain high levels of cobalt and other metals, and they supposedly vibrate at unusual frequencies when exposed to electrical current. While many mainstream archaeologists dispute the existence or interpretation of these stones, if authentic, they would represent evidence of either advanced ancient technology or extraterrestrial contact thousands of years before recorded history. Roman dodecahedrons. Throughout former Roman territories, archaeologists have discovered over 100 small bronze objects shaped like dodecahedrons, 12-sided geometric forms with circular holes of varying sizes on each face. Dating from the 2nd to 4th centuries CE, their purpose remains completely unknown. These objects are too well-made and widespread to be mere curiosities. They're found primarily in Gaul and Germania, suggesting they served some specific function for Roman engineers or surveyors. Theories include range-finding devices, surveying instruments, or even early optical equipment. The mathematical precision of their construction suggests advanced geometric knowledge, but no Roman texts describe their use or purpose. They represent a completely lost technology from one of history's most well-documented civilizations. The Dwarka head. In 1933, archaeologists excavating a pre-Columbian site in Mexico's Toluca Valley made a startling discovery, a small terracotta head that appeared to be Roman in style, complete with a typical Roman beard and facial features. Carbon dating placed it in the same time period as the surrounding artifacts, between 200 BCE and 200 CE. This presents a significant problem. There was supposedly no contact between the Roman Empire and pre-Columbian Mexico. The head's artistic style and facial features are distinctly Mediterranean, not indigenous American. If authentic, this artifact suggests transoceanic contact between civilizations that mainstream history says never met. Alternative explanations include ancient global trade networks or even evidence of Roman expeditions to the New World centuries before Columbus. The Kensington Runestone. In 1898, a Swedish-American farmer in Minnesota claimed to have found a large stone covered with runic inscriptions while clearing his land. The runes, when translated, tell of a party of Norse explorers who traveled deep into North America in 1362. While many scholars have dismissed it as a hoax, others point to linguistic and archaeological evidence supporting its authenticity. The runes contain archaic forms that wouldn't have been known to a 19th-century forger, and certain grammatical constructions match medieval Scandinavian texts. If genuine, the Kensington runestone would prove that European exploration of North America was far more extensive than previously believed, with Norse expeditions reaching the continental interior more than a century before Columbus. The Aoud Wedge. In 1974, workers digging along the Mureș River in Romania discovered 3 objects buried together in 30-foot deep sediment. 2 were mastodon bones dating to approximately 20,000 years ago. The third was a wedge-shaped aluminum object that shouldn't exist. Aluminum wasn't discovered until 1825 and wasn't produced in significant quantities until the 1880s. Natural aluminum doesn't exist in metallic form on Earth. Yet this object was found in geological context, suggesting it was deposited thousands of years before aluminum's supposed discovery. Analysis has confirmed the object is made of an aluminum alloy containing trace amounts of other metals. Its shape and composition have led some researchers to suggest it might be part of an ancient aircraft landing gear, though mainstream archaeology prefers to leave its origins unexplained rather than accept such radical implications. The Dorchester Pot. In 1851, workers blasting rock in Dorchester, Massachusetts, discovered a metal vessel embedded in solid rock. The bell-shaped pot was decorated with floral inlays and appeared to be made of a zinc-silver alloy. The rock formation was dated to 600 million years old, long before complex life existed on Earth. The craftsmanship of the pot suggests an advanced metallurgical civilization, but it was found in Precambrian rock that predates not only human civilization but multicellular life itself. This creates an impossible situation: either our geological dating methods are catastrophically wrong, or an advanced civilization existed on Earth hundreds of millions of years ago. Similar out-of-place artifacts have been found embedded in coal seams and rock formations of various ages, suggesting either systematic errors in our understanding of geology and evolution, or evidence of multiple advanced civilizations throughout Earth's history. The Piri Reis Map. In 1929, researchers discovered an Ottoman admiral's map dating to 1513 that depicts the coastlines of South America and Antarctica with impossible accuracy. Admiral Piri Reis claimed to have compiled it from older source maps, some supposedly dating to the time of Alexander the Great. The map shows Antarctica's coastline as it appears beneath the ice, with geographical features that weren't officially discovered until the 1950s using sonar and ice-penetrating radar. The map predates the official discovery of Antarctica by over 300 years. The precision of the coastlines and the accurate placement of islands suggest the use of advanced surveying techniques and possibly aerial or satellite-like perspectives. Either ancient civilizations had far more advanced navigation and mapping capabilities than we realize, or the original source maps came from an unknown advanced civilization. The Orontius Phineas Map. Another impossibly accurate Antarctic map appeared in 1531, created by French cartographer Orontius Phineas. This map not only shows Antarctica's true coastline beneath the ice but also depicts the continent's interior features, including mountain ranges and rivers that exist under miles of ice. The map shows Antarctica as ice-free, suggesting it was surveyed during a period when the continent had a different climate. Geological evidence suggests Antarctica was last ice-free millions of years ago, long before human civilization supposedly existed. The accuracy of these maps implies either advanced ancient civilizations with sophisticated surveying technology, or access to information from a time when Antarctica's geography was visible and mappable. The Zano Map. The Zano Map, dating to the 14th century, accurately depicts Greenland's coastline and includes islands in the North Atlantic that weren't officially discovered until centuries later. It also shows Greenland free of its ice cap, revealing the actual landmass beneath. The map is attributed to the Zano brothers, Venetian explorers who claim to have traveled to these northern regions. However, the accuracy of the geographical features they describe suggests knowledge that wouldn't have been available through casual exploration. Like the Antarctic maps, this suggests either advanced ancient navigation capabilities or access to much older source materials created by unknown civilizations with superior mapping technology. The Chinese Ma Kunlun Map. Dating to 1389, this Chinese map shows Africa with remarkable accuracy, including the correct proportions and coastal features. It predates European discovery and mapping of Africa by decades, suggesting extensive Chinese exploration and navigation capabilities. The map includes details about African geography, peoples, and resources that imply direct contact and systematic surveying. This challenges the traditional narrative of European maritime dominance and suggests advanced non-European civilizations with global reach. The precision of African coastal features and the accurate placement of geographical landmarks implies sophisticated navigation techniques and possibly multiple survey expeditions over extended periods. Polynesian navigation techniques. Pacific Islander navigators could traverse thousands of miles of open ocean using only traditional techniques, finding tiny islands with remarkable precision. Their methods included reading wave patterns, wind directions, star positions, and even the behavior of sea birds. Modern attempts to replicate these navigation feats using traditional methods have achieved mixed results, suggesting the original techniques were far more sophisticated than they appear. Some successful navigation seem to require an almost supernatural understanding of ocean conditions. The precision of Polynesian navigation enabled the settlement of remote Pacific islands thousands of years ago, implying advanced understanding of oceanography, astronomy, and weather patterns that rivals modern scientific knowledge. The Vinca culture scripts. The Vinca culture of southeastern Europe, dating from 5500 to 4500 BCE, produced thousands of artifacts bearing what appears to be the world's earliest writing system. These symbols predate Sumerian cuneiform by over 2,000 years. The Vinca symbols appear consistently across hundreds of archaeological sites, suggesting a standardized writing system used across a large geographical area. However, attempts to decipher the script have failed, leaving the content and meaning of these earliest written communications unknown. If the Vinca symbols represent true writing, they would revolutionize our understanding of when and where literacy developed. The sophistication of the symbol system suggests an advanced civilization that has been largely overlooked by mainstream history. The Indus Valley Civilization. The Harappan civilization of the Indus Valley created sophisticated cities with advanced urban planning, sewage systems, and standardized weights and measures. Yet despite extensive archaeological evidence, we know virtually nothing about their society, religion, or governance. Their undeciphered script appears on thousands of seals and artifacts, but remains completely unreadable. The civilization flourished for over 1,000 years and then mysteriously disappeared around 1900 BCE, leaving no clear evidence of conquest, natural disaster, or gradual decline. The advanced urban planning of cities like Harappa and Mohenjo-Daro suggests sophisticated engineering and social organization that rivals later civilizations, yet their culture remains almost completely unknown to us. The Sea Peoples. Ancient Egyptian and Mediterranean records describe invasions by mysterious sea peoples around 1200 BCE. These unknown invaders apparently brought about the collapse of several major Bronze Age civilizations, yet their origins, identity, and ultimate fate remain completely unknown. Egyptian records describe their advanced military technology and naval capabilities, but provide few clues about where they came from or where they went. They appear suddenly in historical records, devastate entire civilizations, and then vanish just as mysteriously. The identity of the Sea Peoples remains one of archaeology's greatest mysteries, with theories ranging from displaced European tribes to survivors of destroyed maritime civilizations. The Olmec Colossal Heads. The Olmec civilization of ancient Mexico created massive stone heads with distinctly African facial features, complete with broad noses, full lips, and what appear to be helmets or headdresses. These sculptures date to approximately 1400 BCE. The heads are carved from single blocks of basalt weighing up to 50 tons, transported from quarries over 100 kilometers away. The African facial features have sparked debates about possible transatlantic contact between Africa and the Americas thousands of years before Columbus. The precision of the carving and the logistics of transportation suggest advanced engineering capabilities, while the facial features raise questions about the ethnic composition of pre-Columbian American populations. The Bosnian Pyramids. In 2005, researchers claimed to have discovered a complex of pyramids near Viziko, Bosnia, that would be larger than the Great Pyramid of Giza. If authentic, these structures would revolutionize our understanding of ancient European civilizations. Ground-penetrating radar and other surveys have revealed what appear to be artificial structures beneath natural hills. The alleged pyramids show precise geometric alignments and appear to be constructed from concrete-like materials. While mainstream archaeology remains skeptical, proponents argue that the geometric precision and apparent artificial construction methods suggest an advanced civilization in ancient Europe that predates known pyramid-building cultures. The Nazca Lines. In Peru's desert, enormous ground drawings called the Nazca Lines stretch across hundreds of square kilometers. Created between 500 BCE and 500 CE, these geoglyphs include geometric patterns, animals, and humanoid figures that can only be fully appreciated from the air. The lines were created by removing dark surface stones to reveal lighter-colored earth beneath. Many of the designs are so large and precisely executed that they would require aerial guidance to complete accurately. The purpose of the Nazca Lines remains unknown. Theories range from astronomical calendars to ritual walkways to landing strips for ancient aircraft. The precision and scale of the design suggest capabilities that seem impossible for the supposedly primitive Nazca culture. Damascus steel. Medieval Islamic metallurgists created a steel so superior that its secrets died with its makers. Damascus steel blades could cut through European swords and armor like butter, yet were also flexible enough to bend without breaking. The steel's distinctive watered pattern came from its unique crystalline structure, which modern metallurgy has struggled to replicate despite advanced technology. The original technique apparently involved carbon nanotubes and other microscopic structures that shouldn't have been achievable with medieval technology. Recent attempts to recreate Damascus steel using modern techniques have produced inferior results, suggesting the medieval process incorporated techniques or knowledge that has been completely lost. Greek fire. The Byzantine Empire's secret weapon, Greek fire, was an incendiary compound that could burn on water and was nearly impossible to extinguish. The formula was so closely guarded that it was eventually lost completely. Historical accounts describe a substance that ignited spontaneously, burned at extremely high temperatures, and continued burning even when submerged in water. It gave the Byzantine navy a decisive advantage for centuries. Modern attempts to recreate Greek fire have failed to produce a substance matching the historical descriptions. The original formula apparently combined chemistry and physics in ways that modern science struggles to replicate. Roman concrete. Roman concrete structures have survived for over 2,000 years, many in better condition than modern concrete buildings less than 100 years old. The Romans achieved this durability using techniques that modern engineering is only beginning to understand. Recent analysis has revealed that Roman concrete actually gets stronger over time due to unique chemical reactions between its components. The concrete continues to heal minor cracks automatically, something modern concrete cannot do. The Romans achieved superior concrete using local volcanic ash and lime in precise proportions, but the exact process and proportions remain mysterious. Modern attempts to recreate Roman concrete have achieved only partial success. Flexible glass. Roman historical sources describe a type of glass that was flexible and nearly unbreakable. According to these accounts, the inventor demonstrated his creation to Emperor Tiberius, who ordered the man killed and his workshop destroyed to prevent the technology from undermining the value of gold and silver. No examples of this flexible glass have survived, leading many to dismiss the accounts as myth. However, similar materials have been reported from other ancient civilizations, suggesting the technology might have existed and been deliberately suppressed. Modern materials science has developed flexible glass, but achieving it requires advanced manufacturing techniques that supposedly weren't available to ancient craftsmen. The Lycurgus cup. This 4th century Roman cup appears green when lit from the front but red when lit from behind. Recent analysis has revealed that the glass contains gold and silver nanoparticles precisely sized to create this color-changing effect. The cup demonstrates nanotechnology that wasn't officially developed until the 20th century. The precision required to create particles of exactly the right size suggests knowledge of atomic structure and light wavelengths that shouldn't have existed in ancient Rome. Similar color-changing glass artifacts have been found from various ancient civilizations, suggesting widespread knowledge of advanced optical principles and nanotechnology manufacturing techniques. Ancient batteries and electroplating. Beyond the Baghdad battery, evidence of ancient electrical knowledge includes electroplated artifacts from various civilizations. Some Egyptian and Iraqi artifacts show evidence of gold and silver plating achieved through electrochemical processes. Electroplating requires understanding of electrical circuits, chemical reactions, and precise control of electrical current, knowledge that supposedly wasn't developed until the 19th century. Yet artifacts showing clear evidence of electroplating predate this official discovery by thousands of years. The precision and quality of some ancient electroplated artifacts rivals modern industrial processes, suggesting not just knowledge of electrochemistry but also sophisticated control systems and manufacturing techniques. The Paracas skulls? In Peru's Paracas Peninsula, archaeologists have discovered hundreds of elongated skulls that differ significantly from normal human anatomy. These skulls are not only longer than typical human skulls but also have greater volume and different structural features. Initial theories suggested artificial cranial deformation, a practice known from various cultures. However, detailed analysis has revealed that many Paracas skulls have features that cannot be achieved through binding, including different suture patterns and extra bone plates. DNA analysis has yielded inconclusive results, with some researchers claiming evidence of unknown genetic markers while others maintain the remains are from anatomically modern humans with severe cranial modification. The Star Child skull. Discovered in Mexico in the 1930s, the Star Child skull displays unusual features including enlarged eye sockets, missing sinuses, and bone composition different from normal human skulls. The skull appears to belong to a child but shows characteristics unlike any known human variation. Analysis has revealed bone density and composition unlike normal human bone, leading some researchers to suggest non-human origins. However, mainstream science attributes the unusual features to rare genetic disorders or pathological conditions. The skull remains controversial, with proponents arguing it represents evidence of human-alien hybridization while skeptics maintain it shows unusual but explainable human pathology. Giant skeletons. Historical accounts from the 18th and 19th centuries describe the discovery of human remains of extraordinary size, some reportedly reaching 8 to 12 feet in height. Newspaper accounts, museum records, and eyewitness testimonies document these finds across North America. These giants supposedly had double rows of teeth, 6 fingers and toes, and skeletal proportions consistent with scaled-up human anatomy. Many accounts describe the remains being sent to museums or universities, where they subsequently disappeared from public view. While no verifiable giant skeletons exist in museum collections today, The consistency of historical accounts across different regions and time periods suggests these discoveries may have been more common than currently acknowledged. The Yonaguni Monument, Japan. Beneath the waters off Japan's coast lies one of the most controversial underwater structures in the world. The Yonaguni Monument appears to be a massive step pyramid with terraces, staircases, and right angles that seem impossible to achieve naturally. Discovered in 1987 by diving instructor Kihachiro Aratake, the structure measures approximately 150 meters long, 40 meters wide, and 27 meters high. The geometric precision includes what appear to be carved steps, straight edges, and even what some interpret as roads and drainage channels. Marine geologists are divided. Some argue it's entirely natural, formed by geological processes and erosion. Others, led by Professor Masao Kimura of Ryukyu University, maintain that while the basic structure may be natural, it shows clear evidence of human modification and carving. If the monument is partially artificial, it would have been above sea level approximately 12,000 years ago, suggesting an advanced civilization existed in the region long before the accepted timeline of human development in Japan. The Cuban underwater city. In 2001, marine engineer Pauline Zalitsky used sonar equipment to discover what appeared to be geometric structures on the ocean floor off the coast of Cuba. The sonar images revealed what looked like pyramids, roads, and buildings arranged in an urban pattern. Located at a depth of over 2,000 feet, these structures would have been above water over 50,000 years ago, based on known sea level changes. This timeline far predates any known advanced civilization in the Caribbean region. Subsequent expeditions have captured video footage showing what appear to be massive stone blocks arranged in geometric patterns, with some structures reaching heights of several hundred feet. However, the extreme depth has made detailed exploration extremely difficult and expensive. The Cuban government has restricted access to the site, and definitive proof of the structure's artificial nature remains elusive. If confirmed as man-made, these ruins would revolutionize our understanding of when and where advanced civilizations developed. The Bimini Road, Bahamas. Off the coast of Bimini in the Bahamas lies a formation of rectangular limestone blocks arranged in what appears to be a road or wall stretching for approximately half a mile along the ocean floor. Discovered in 1968, the formation consists of stones fitted together with remarkable precision. Some blocks are perfectly rectangular and appear to have been quarried and shaped by human hands. The arrangement is too regular and geometric to be easily explained by natural processes. The stones show evidence of tool marks and appear to have been deliberately placed in their current configuration. Carbon dating of material found beneath the block suggests the formation could be over 12,000 years old. Skeptics argue that the formation is natural, created by beach rock formation and fracturing. However, the geometric precision and apparent tool marks continue to suggest human involvement to many researchers. The Dwarka Ruins, India. Off the coast of Gujarat, India, marine archaeologists have discovered the submerged remains of what appears to be an ancient city. According to Hindu texts, Dwarka was the kingdom of Lord Krishna, described as a magnificent city that was eventually swallowed by the sea. Underwater excavations have revealed stone structures, walls, and artifacts dating back over 7,000 years. The precision of the stonework and the urban planning evident in the ruins suggest a sophisticated civilization with advanced engineering capabilities. The discovery of Dwarka has validated ancient Sanskrit texts that were previously considered purely mythological. The city's sophisticated harbor engineering and urban planning rival later civilizations, suggesting advanced knowledge of city planning and marine engineering. The site continues to yield artifacts and structural evidence that push back the timeline of advanced civilization in the Indian subcontinent by thousands of years. The Voynich manuscript. Yale University's Binek Library houses one of history's most mysterious documents, a 240-page medieval manuscript written in an unknown language using an unknown alphabet. The Voynich manuscript has resisted all attempts at translation for over a century. Created in the early 15th century, the manuscript contains detailed illustrations of unknown plants, astronomical diagrams, and human figures in strange situations. The text flows naturally like a real language, with consistent grammar and syntax patterns, but no known language matches its structure. Computer analysis has revealed that the text follows natural language patterns, suggesting it's not simply random symbols. However, statistical analysis also shows unusual repetitions and patterns that don't match any known language family. The botanical illustrations show plants that don't match any known species, leading to speculation that the manuscript describes knowledge from a lost civilization or even an unknown world. Recent AI analysis has identified possible Latin and Arabic influences, but the core language remains undeciphered. The Codex Rohonchi. The Codex Rohonchi is a 448-page illustrated manuscript discovered in Hungary, written in an unknown script that has defied translation for over 200 years. The book contains over 10,000 unique symbols arranged in what appears to be a complex writing system. The manuscript includes 87 illustrations depicting historical and religious scenes, battles, and ceremonial activities. The artistic style suggests European origin, but the script doesn't match any known European writing system. Some researchers believe the text might be written in an ancient Hungarian script, while others suggest it could be an elaborate hoax. However, the consistency and complexity of the writing system suggest that if it is artificial, it represents an extraordinarily sophisticated construction project. The manuscript's illustrations include depictions of crosses and Christian symbols alongside what appear to be pagan rituals, suggesting a syncretistic religious system or historical transition period. The Rohonch Codex cipher. Not to be confused with the Codex Rohonchi, the Rohonch Codex represents another undeciphered manuscript with its own unique cipher system. This document uses a combination of symbols, numbers, and pictographic elements that follow no known cryptographic pattern. The cipher appears to use substitution and transposition methods simultaneously, creating a multi-layered encryption system that has resisted both human and computer decryption attempts. The mathematical precision of the symbol distribution suggests a sophisticated understanding of cryptographic principles. Recent blockchain-assisted analysis has identified what might be keys or pattern markers within the text, but the overall meaning remains encrypted. The document's age and the sophistication of its encryption suggest knowledge of advanced cryptographic principles centuries before their supposed invention. Linear A script. While Linear B was successfully deciphered in 1952, revealing early Greek administrative records, its predecessor Linear A remains completely unreadable despite decades of intensive study. Used by the Minoan civilization of ancient Crete, Linear A represents one of Europe's earliest writing systems. The script appears on thousands of clay tablets and artifacts dating from approximately 2500 to 1450 BCE. Unlike Linear B, which recorded a known language, early Greek, Linear A appears to record the unknown Minoan language. Recent computational analysis has identified possible syllabic patterns and grammatical structures, but the underlying language remains mysterious. Some symbols appear to be related to Linear B, suggesting continuity in the writing system, but most remain unique to the earlier script. The inability to read Linear A means we know virtually nothing about Minoan religion, politics, literature, or daily life despite extensive archaeological evidence of their advanced civilization. The Easter Island statues transportation. Easter Island's nearly 1,000 Moai statues present one of archaeology's greatest transportation puzzles. These massive stone figures, some weighing up to 80 tons, were somehow moved from the quarry at Reino Raraku to ceremonial sites across the island. Traditional theory suggested the statues were rolled on logs or dragged on sledges, but experimental archaeology has struggled to replicate these methods successfully. The island had limited trees, making extensive use of wooden rollers unlikely. Recent experiments have shown that the statues can be walked upright using a coordinated rocking motion, but this method works only on relatively flat ground and doesn't explain how the massive statues were transported over the island's rough terrain. Local oral traditions speak of the statues walking to their destinations through spiritual power, which modern science dismisses but cannot provide a satisfactory alternative explanation for the transportation methods used. The Carnac Stones, France. The Carnac area of Brittany contains over 3,000 standing stones arranged in complex patterns across several square kilometers. Dating to approximately 4,500 BCE, these megalithic monuments predate Stonehenge and the Egyptian pyramids. The stones are arranged in precise geometric alignments that correspond to astronomical phenomena, suggesting sophisticated knowledge of astronomy and mathematics. Some rows contain over 1,000 individual stones extending for more than a kilometer. The precision of the alignments and the massive scale of the construction project suggest a level of organization and planning that challenges assumptions about Neolithic society. Moving and erecting thousands of multi-ton stones would require advanced engineering knowledge and massive coordination of labor. The purpose of the Carnac stones remains unknown, with theories ranging from astronomical observatory to ritual landscape to territorial markers. The sheer scale and precision suggest they served a purpose important enough to justify one of the largest construction projects in ancient Europe. The Rujem El Hiri, Israel. In Israel's Golan Heights stands one of the most mysterious megalithic structures in the Middle East. Rujem El Hiri, also known as Gilgal Rephaim, consists of concentric stone circles with a central cairn, resembling a massive stone wheel when viewed from above. The structure measures approximately 150 meters in diameter and contains an estimated 40,000 tons of stone. Carbon dating suggests construction around 3000 BCE, making it contemporary with Stonehenge but architecturally unique. The precision of the concentric circles and the astronomical alignment suggest advanced geometric and astronomical knowledge. The central cairn aligns with sunrise on the summer solstice, while other alignments correspond to various stellar phenomena. The massive scale of construction and the precision of the astronomical alignment suggest a sophisticated understanding of geometry and astronomy that rivals later civilizations. Yet the culture responsible for its construction remains completely unknown. The Adams Calendar, South Africa. In South Africa's Mpumalanga province stands a stone circle that local traditions claim is the oldest man-made structure on Earth. Known as Adam's Calendar or Inzalo y Langa, the circle consists of dolerite stones arranged to track the movement of the sun. Recent analysis suggests the structure could be 75,000 years old or more, based on astronomical alignments and erosion patterns. If accurate, this would make it far older than any other known megalithic structure. The circle's astronomical alignments are precisely calculated to track solstices, equinoxes, and other celestial events. The mathematical precision required for these calculations suggests advanced astronomical knowledge tens of thousands of years before the supposed development of astronomy. The extreme age suggested by some researchers would place the construction in the Middle Stone Age, long before humans were supposed to have developed the organizational skills and astronomical knowledge required for such a project. Göbekli Tepe's impossible timeline. Göbekli Tepe in Turkey represents one of archaeology's most revolutionary discoveries. This massive temple complex dates to approximately 9600 BCE, predating agriculture, the wheel, and supposedly the development of organized religion. The site consists of massive stone pillars arranged in circles, some weighing up to 16 tons and carved with intricate reliefs of animals and abstract symbols. The precision of the carving and the sophistication of the artistic representation suggest an advanced culture with complex symbolic systems. The construction of Göbekli Tepe required the coordination of hundreds of workers over extended periods, yet it predates the development of agriculture that supposedly enabled complex societies. This creates a paradox. How did hunter-gatherer societies organize the massive labor force required for such construction? Recent discoveries suggest Göbekli Tepe is just one part of a larger complex of similar sites across the region, implying an entire advanced civilization that has been completely overlooked by traditional archaeology. The Longyu Grotto Complex extended. Returning to the Longyu Caves, recent investigations have revealed the complexity extends far beyond the original 24 chambers. Ground-penetrating radar has detected additional chambers and tunnels that may connect to other cave systems across the region. The engineering required to excavate these chambers without collapse demonstrates sophisticated understanding of load-bearing principles and structural engineering. The chambers include ventilation systems, drainage, and architectural features that suggest they were designed for long-term habitation or use. The most puzzling aspect remains the complete absence of any spoil heaps. Excavating the chambers would have required removing over 1 million tons of rock, yet no evidence of this massive amount of debris has been found anywhere in the region. Recent analysis of tool marks on the chamber walls suggests the use of advanced cutting implements that leave marks unlike any known ancient tools. The precision and consistency of the cutting patterns suggest either unknown cutting technology or techniques that have been completely lost. Karahan Tepe, the new discovery. Karahan Tepe, discovered near Göbekli Tepe, may be even older and more sophisticated than its famous neighbor. Initial excavations have revealed structures with even more complex artistic representations and potentially older construction techniques. The site includes what appears to be the world's earliest known sculpture workshops, with partially completed carvings that provide insights into ancient artistic techniques. The sophistication of the three-dimensional carving suggests artistic traditions that developed over centuries or millennia. Carbon dating places Karahan Tepe's construction at approximately 11,000 years ago, pushing back the timeline of monumental architecture and complex society even further. The site challenges every assumption about when and how human civilization developed organized religion and monumental construction. The discovery of Karahan Tepe suggests that the region of southeastern Turkey was home to an advanced civilization that predates all known complex societies by thousands of years, yet has left almost no trace in the historical or archaeological record. These 50 mysteries represent more than just curious anomalies or unexplained artifacts. Together, they paint a picture of human history that is far more complex, advanced, and mysterious than mainstream academia acknowledges. From impossible precision in ancient construction to artifacts that shouldn't exist according to conventional timelines, from undeciphered scripts that suggest lost languages to underwater ruins that predate known civilizations, the evidence suggests our understanding of human development is fundamentally incomplete. Perhaps most significantly, these mysteries appear across all continents and time periods, suggesting that advanced knowledge and sophisticated technology were more widespread in the ancient world than we've been taught. Whether this knowledge came from lost civilizations, suppressed technologies, or influences we haven't yet considered, it's clear that the story of human civilization is far from completely told. The implications extend beyond mere historical curiosity. If ancient civilizations possessed advanced knowledge that we've lost, recovering that knowledge could benefit modern society. If our timelines are wrong, it might change how we understand human potential and development. Most importantly, these mysteries remind us that the past holds secrets we haven't yet unlocked. Every new archaeological discovery has the potential to revolutionize our understanding of who we are and where we came from. The evidence is literally carved in stone, written in undeciphered scripts, and buried beneath the earth and sea. The question isn't whether these mysteries exist, it's whether we're ready to accept what they might teach us about our true history. What do you think? Are these clues to lost chapters of human civilization, evidence of advanced ancient technologies, or something even more extraordinary? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more investigations into the mysteries that challenge everything we think we know about our past. These 50 mysteries represent just a fraction of the unexplained archaeological evidence that challenges our understanding of human history. Each one suggests that our ancestors, or perhaps unknown civilizations, possess knowledge and capabilities far beyond what mainstream history acknowledges. Whether these mysteries point to lost advanced civilizations, suppressed technologies, or even non-human influences on human development, they remind us that history is far more complex and mysterious than our textbooks suggest. The truth is, we're still discovering who we are and where we came from. Every new archaeological find has the potential to rewrite history completely. These mysteries aren't just ancient puzzles, they're clues to understanding the true story of human civilization. What do you think? Are these evidence of lost advanced civilizations, proof of ancient alien contact, or simply misunderstood artifacts from our more capable ancestors than we give them credit for? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more investigations into history's greatest mysteries. The past is far stranger than we've been told, and the evidence is literally carved in stone.